Today I'm going to take you through a walk through a pomegranate rose. A brief history on the pomegranate. It originated in Iran, or the Pasha region, and is one of the first domesticated fruits dating back to biblical times, 14th century AD. Pomegranates are grown primarily as a commercial crop in Iran, Turkmenistan, and India, and the United States. It comes in at 18th in the world consumption for fruit, which is pretty incredible. The pomegranate came over to the United States in 1762 and was introduced in California in 1769 by Spanish settlers. Pomegranate can also be used not just as a fruit for fresh eating, jams, or juices, but you can use the whole fruit. For those of you who love doing avocado masks or coffee sugar scrubs, you can use the pomegranate in the same way. If you dry out the rind and the membrane and grind it down into a powder, you can use that in your smoothies, or if you add a little bit of water and create a paste, you can use that as a nice facial. It's been said that pomegranate can help with acne treatment and can also help when you ingest it, lower your blood glucose levels and cholesterol. Pomegranates originated in warm, dry climates, basically growing from nothing, not a whole lot of access to water. Pomegranate loves to thrive in environments just like that. They're drought tolerant, they love well-drained soil. Now we're at the wonderful pomegranate. This pomegranate originated as a cutting brought from Florida to California in 1896. It's grown by a farmer in Porterville, California called John T. Bears. He's also known for introducing the very popular Bears seedless line. This is the main variety grown commercially, used for juice. Exceptionally large fruit with deep red arils, has a great acid sugar base. The seeds are chewy and very good for you. The plants can grow up to 20 feet, but can be maintained much lower with regular pruning in the late winter. The wonderful pomegranate grows best in zones 8 to 11. It does grow well in a container, although the fruit doesn't get very large. It'll still get real big and unruly, so you have to really pay attention to when and how you're going to prune if you don't want it to get too crazy as it is grown in a container. The fruit will get moderately big. It won't get as big as it does as when it's grown in the ground, but this is still a large size piece of fruit. The best zones for this pomegranate is 8 to 11, and doesn't do super well when it up in the really cold zones. Now we're going to try the pomegranate. I like to cut from the bottom because it really opens it up like a nice bowl. Little acai bowl, but only pomegranate. Ta-da! The dark red arils in there. It's a perfect balance of sweet and tart, really juicy. The seeds are a little bit chewy, but I really like that. No wonder this is such a popular variety. Bees like it too. And don't forget, this variety is a staining variety, so make sure you have your bib. Now we're at our Parfianca tree. This is one of 3 of the Gregory 11 varieties that we personally have in our collection. It was introduced by Gregory 11 in Turkmenistan and brought to the United States and introduced by the Wolfskill germplasm at UC Davis. This is one of the most popular varieties right next to Wonderful. It's also used commercially, it's grown for juicing. It's excellent for fresh eating. Has a beautiful little bit of a lighter tint to the arils in there, but just, if not more, juicy than the Wonderful. This is also a staining variety for sure, and I would say that the arils might be just slightly bigger than the Wonderful. Much more juicy. The seed is there, but it's a lot less noticeable than the Wonderful. Much sweeter. Not really any acid in there at all. As far as an edibility factor, you know, you could eat these for probably maybe 2 in a row, I would say. The Parfianca pomegranate grows well again in zones 8 to 11 and also does really well in a container. The container is not really going to affect the size of the fruit as it's growing. You'll get full-size fruit just like this.